Hi guys, hope everyone is doing well today. This morning I went to an antique fair and I bought quite a few interesting items, and my good buddy Zafar came over and gave me a wonderful wrench and some vices for a stand I've been trying to restore, which I just bought. I think if anyone watched my previous video they'll know what I'm talking about. So he gave me 4 record vices to fill some gaps, and which I'll show you afterwards. So I went to the antique fair this morning. It was quite good fun. I bought this Brookshire sort of brass chrome plated sign. Most of these are off the same seller. He had £30 on it. I got this wonderful Belgium tyre sign, Engelbert tyres. Quite nice. I think he had, what did he have? It was quite expensive he had on that one. 68 I think he had on that one, quite expensive. And then I also bought this wonderful nail bowl. It says Black Boy Nail Coupe, and then obviously it has the lid which goes onto it as well, so it can turn. Quite nice. It's had a green paint job on it, but I particularly like the base. I thought the base was really cool. Quite a nice object. How much did he have on the base? I think he had like 75 on it. Anyway, I think I negotiated it to like £130 for the 3 items, which seems like quite a lot, but I quite liked it, so you know, hey ho. While I was there, Alex, I was talking to Alex. I said, do you like these? They are sort of pruners, or possibly for shearing, according to Alex, for shearing sheep's toenails, you know. They're made in the USA, Levin number 24, I think, made in the USA, and they were £7, so those will go in Alex's drawer. Quite cool. So, you know, another addition for Alex next time I do a parcel. I was quite pleased. And then from a different seller I got this cast iron sign, rusty on the other side. It says Gainsborough, and I got £17 I paid for that. I thought that was quite reasonable. And then I think my favourite item, let me just zoom out a little bit off this fabric, is this wonderful knife display, probably five hours old. I don't know, maybe from the 1990s, maybe from last week, I don't know. Shop display. Obviously the knife comes out to various different sizes. Very well made, big heavy duty sort of knife display. I love shop advertising, shop displays. French company, they still make the knife today, but they've been making it since the 1920s, I believe, according to Alex. Made in France, which you can see there, and I thought, well, I'll have that. Even though it's modern, I'll find a space for that somewhere because I quite like it. So yeah, I bought quite a few items, and then my good buddy Zafar came round, and he had this. He's had this a long time. This is a very rare English quick adjust wrench. You got the spring on the back. I do already have one with the jaw and the spring on the back, but I think Zafar's is slightly better condition. This needs a clean. So does so many of my wrenches need a clean. I'm so behind because I got 700 from Ron Geesing, and they are, you know, all a bit ropey, and that was one from Ron. This one seems to be quite nice though. Richard Lloyd Company, RKM, and I do have another design of the RKM Richard Lloyd Company, the Grippo. This one is called the Defiance or the Defense, and this one is called the Grippo, RKM Company. So it's a nice addition to that drawer, so I'm quite pleased with that. So overall, it was quite good items. I'd like to thank Zafar for giving me the vices and the wonderful wrench. I'm really appreciative. And I was quite enjoyed myself on the antique fair. I'll show you where I'm up to with the display signs and vices. And I'll show you that now. Right, guys, so this is my W.A. Lloyd, Richard Lloyd spanners. So I'm going to put them in that drawer there, which is quite a nice addition. Quite pleased with that. I decided to put the sort of knife, let's see them out, just up there. I thought it looks quite nice with those auger bit displays and the Singer sewing machine. Quite pleased with that one. And then I decided to put the bowl just here with some sort of anvils in. Don't really need the bowl. It was a bit of an impulse buy, but need is a strong word, which collectors seldom use. And I do have a few signs just there left over, which are too heavy or I haven't put on my door, which is just over here. So I've put some on my door, but my door's pretty full now. So yeah, so let's go over to the shed and I'll show you the wonderful stands which Zafar has given me, vices. Right, so this is Alex's junk drawer, and Alex, look what you forgot to take when you came, the Armstrong Tool USA. Never mind. So here's your new item for the drawer. So I've taken the vices off. I've just noticed on the vice stand it tells you the sizes, so it says 00, 0, 1 and 2, which I thought was kind of cool. And I've also noticed that the number 2 doesn't really fit the stand, but one of these painted ones has a different base, and I think this one is for this design with this sort of like narrow sort of footing rather than the rounded design which these are. So I think possibly this is the correct model to go on this. So yeah, interesting anyway. So that's something to think about, and when I'm putting them back together, maybe I'll bother to try to find the correct vices rather than just any old vices. All right, so let's get these done and then we'll hopefully be somewhat closer to finish. Right guys, so this is where I'm up to now. I've stuck paint on the stands themselves, but I've put a bit of accent colour on the middle of that one. I've not touched the vices. The vices are all kind of messed up, need a lot of work, but I have got the paint if I can be bothered to do it. This is the vice stand. I put a bit of paint, and then these are the 4 vices Zafar sent me, plus another one at the bottom. It's the wrong 2 number 2s. It should be a number 3 down there. We need to figure something out for that one. But yeah, pretty pleased with the vice stand, and the top 3 vices look quite nice, don't they? But yeah, what do you think of the colour and the accent? Don't look too close at the paintwork though, whatever you do. But yeah, I think the wall is looking quite blue now, quite nice. You have to tell me what you think. All right, if you watch this video, thanks very much. Thanks to Zafar for the wonderful vices for the stands. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.